The real reason why Taylor Lautner left Hollywood. Taylor Lautner rose to notoriety in 2008 as the werewolf Jacob Black, one-third of the supernatural love triangle in the Twilight film adaptation. Lautner appeared to be bound for even greater success in the future by the time the last Twilight picture was released in 2012. After bringing Jacob to life on screen, it seemed a foregone conclusion that Lautner would be able to move on to more adult roles. Taylor Lautner's Hollywood career didn't take off as Robert Pattinson's did after the two actors played respective furry and fangled love rivals in the Twilight films, but he also didn't go away altogether. Lautner's early promise as an actor, on the other hand, appeared to have faded. Twilight fans have been wondering why Lautner hasn't had the same big screen success as his co-stars Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart in recent years. Lautner hasn't abandoned Hollywood. He's been working hard to carve out his own path and chosen jobs that are meaningful to him. Unfortunately, being the star of a massively successful film franchise made this nearly impossible, and Lautner was even terrified to leave the house. Here's why Lautner Film's career stalled after Twilight and why he could be on the verge of a spectacular comeback. He wasn't known for his acting talents. Taylor Lautner became known for his body as well as his acting ability after appearing in the Twilight flicks. Lautner followed a strict diet and workout routine to become in shape for his role as Jacob, and his efforts were obviously successful. Lautner was voted first on Access Hollywood's Top 5 Hollywood Apps list in 2010, but he felt dissatisfied when he learned that, as time went on, every director seemed to be more concerned with his appearance than with developing his talent. He was defined by Twilight. Taylor Lautner had been in Hollywood for a few years before earning the role of Jacob in Twilight, but there's no denying that it was this role that catapulted him to popularity. The final installment in the Twilight franchise was released in 2012, but he's never truly moved on from it, for better or worse. Lautner was still publicly unsure about what he wanted to do next in his career as recently as 2015. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, one agent said, "It's not simple to walk out of the shadow of a smash like Twilight. However, he is still quite young. There is still time for Taylor to grow beyond Jacob. While he's landed TV roles since then, he hasn't landed a major film role, and he hasn't taken on any project that have garnered him the same level of attention as Twilight." Today, Lautner is best known for his role as Jacob Black, which has defined his career for more than a decade. Did he ask for too much money? Taylor Lautner was one of Hollywood's most costly adolescent stars in 2010. Given the success of Twilight, he would most certainly require a large sum of money to sign on to future films. However, in comparisons to other performers, Lautner demanded an extremely high salary, despite the fact that he had never previously opened a film. His contract reportedly included a $7.5 million compensation when he signed onto the film Stretch Armstrong. This was most likely more than Robert Pattinson was paid for his leading roles in a film like Remember Me last time. When Twilight was an unavoidable cultural phenomenon, Lautner may have felt he could command that type of money. However, as he failed to meet expectations at the box office, producers began to question whether the exorbitant price tag was justified. There was no doubt that he had a lot of potential, but it wasn't enough to justify that kind of compensation. His films has been panned by critics. While Taylor Lautner's career was harmed by Abduction, he could always rebound with stronger films. This comeback, however, has never happened. He starred in Tracers in 2015, and while the parkour sequences in this action picture were certainly enjoyable, he failed to impress critics who believe he hadn't broken free from his image. In a review for the New York Daily News, Stephen Whitty stated, "Hollywood's hunkiest, lunkiest werewolf is still trapped making movies where his major stage directions is he slowly strips off his t-shirt." Several of his films were shelved. The films in which Taylor Lautner starred in the years after Twilight were not financially successful, but they did make it to theaters. There were several other Lautner pictures that never made it to the big screen. For example, he was set to star in an action flick Northern Lights, but he declined after being offered a prominent role in Stretch Armstrong. Stretch Armstrong was finally shelved, and the project was abandoned, although this option did not pan out as he had intended. He also agreed to star in a biblical film based on the narrative of David and Goliath, but the project stagnated and never saw the light of the day. Well, use the comment sections below to share your thoughts with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. If so, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button, and show us some love by clicking on the like button below and sharing the video with your friends and family. turn on the notification button to get updates on our new videos. That's all we had for today. Bye bye and see you next time in the upcoming video.